what we call move it backing. This is my second backing that I teach. This is for speed. This is getting that horse to engage that hindquarters, get up underneath of them, and actually increasing that, getting that speed going in. So I really like this one. This is probably one of my favorite backing exercises. I use this one a lot. How I teach this, or how we do this, is again, you're going to be palm up like you were for tap to back. This time though, you're going to change your stick. Your stick is going to be like a ski pole. That's how you're going to hold that. You're still going to be a stick length away from your horse. That's where you want to be. Tail's going to hang out the back, and you're going to make yourself real tall. Stand up real tall, roll those shoulders back, and make yourself real big. When I get ready, I'm going to basically march it in place one time, and when I march, my stick comes up and I aim right in between that horse's leg, right between that chest there, okay? So if my stick comes up and I come in contact with that horse, that tells me that he's too close. Notice that my stick does not go behind me. My stick stays in front. See that? Okay, and both go. Lead rope goes. Hand go, lead rope goes, stick goes, both of those go. The marching in place basically tells them, hey, we're getting ready to go, get ready, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that here with Buck. I'm going to stand up real straight, make myself real big, stick like a ski pole, and when I get ready and I'm looking right, I'm actually looking at his chest. That's where I'm looking, okay? Get ready to go, march in place one time, and then I'll start to walk to him. Backed up, hand comes forward, and that is my release. Okay, I don't rub in this one. You can see Buck licking and chewing. He's like, oh, we're just doing move it backing. I got this one. Okay, right? Very calm, very quiet, right? Right, I'm going to let him back him up a little bit off of me. Okay, this is the reward. Don't rub him, don't love on him. Okay, I'm just going to turn him around. I'm going to use the focus on me and turn him around. Good job, buddy. Boy. Get ready to go again. Start to march. Okay, he's going crooked there a little bit. I'm going to pull that lead rope, steer straight. I'm going to release. Boy. Boy. Good boy. Okay, change directions again. Right? Now I like to, once I've got this, so if I start out, I might start out just like that. If my stick comes up, if I got a horse that's not moving, he's moving, okay? But if I have a horse that's not moving, I will correct him right up between the legs. And I'll make that count. I'll get after him a little bit. Not a little bit. I'll get after him and say, hey, because what that tells me is you're not moving out of my. Right. So once I got this going, and it's going pretty good, I like to play a little game. Last tap to back, we had a little discussion. We wish we would have taped. And Julie said, I don't know, like, how fast I should go. I don't know how slow I should go. I don't know, like, what I should do or where that's at. And so we had a really good discussion about that. When I think about backing, I don't think about how fast I'm going. I'm thinking about the quality. I'm thinking about the control piece. So what I'm going to show you next is a little bit of kind of a game I like to play to see how much control I have of the backing. I call it the Grammy walk, and Teddy and I have had races with this. So what I'll do is I'll start to march, and I pick the pace. I might go a little faster, and then I might slow down, and then I might go a little faster again, okay? But what I'm doing right there is, how much control do I have of my horse? I have a lot of control of my horse. So really, the backing exercise is nothing more than getting control of our feet, our horse's feet, and when we get control of our horse's feet, what do we got? That thinking side is working. All right, so let me show you that game again. Get it going first. You're all right. Okay? So you can play with it. You can do your Grammy walk. So when you get old, you can grandma walk, or you can pick it up and you pick the pace, and they're paying attention to you. Okay, we kind of run out of room right there. Do that again. So this is kind of fun. Wouldn't this be fun? But if you look, when I pick up that speed, what happens? See that hindquarters get up underneath of him? What's that going to do to that hindquarters? It's going to build that up, isn't it? Make sure when you stop, this is the reward. Just take a breath and go again. Make sure that stick doesn't come behind you. Comes behind you, you'll miss a beat. Okay? So it's this. Got it? You guys ready? You guys are rock stars. You guys are rock stars. Any questions with that before we get going? You what? You can pick the pace. Her question was, do you just march a couple steps and then go to a walk? I picked the pace. If I want a grandma walk from the beginning, I'll grandma walk from the beginning. Okay? I'll give them my warning and then I'll pick it up. Because I picked that pace up. I set the pace. I gave them a warning saying, hey, something's coming, get ready, we're going to do something. Okay? Now your little girl, I'm pretty sure, okay, but look at her go already. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead. So that is move it backing. That again is for speed. And we'll get these girls going on that, and you can see how it rolls. All right, so my girls are going to do move it backing. So girls, make sure you are palm up. Stick should be like a ski pole. Stand up straight. Roll those shoulders back. Stand up straight. Look tall. Look big. Right? Give your horse a warning. March, and then start to walk to them. If they don't go, where are you going to get after them? Right between the legs, right in the chest area. Are we ready? Let's go. Good job, Jackie. Good. So Shirley, because she's so new, get 3 or 4 steps, give her a break, because that was really good. Okay. Then give her a break. Fix your lead rope hand. So Julie, when that happens, bump your halter, get that back motion going, and keep going. Yes. Yep. Good job. Yep. Okay, get after her a little bit. There you go. Now reward her right there. There you go. Good job. Good job. So remember, she's little. She's 3. She's just learning this. So speed to me is 3, 4 steps. Get some motion going. You know, you're not going to be going like that. You know, that'll be a couple weeks down the trail. Yeah. Think little for her as she's going. Job. Wow, Jackie, is this your favorite one? Oh, you got a sticky hindquarters. Yes, you did. Good job, you guys. So Julie, look at me. You're kind of doing this. Do this. Bring that stick up. There you go, and mean it. Okay, so you're just, can I see him for a second? I'm struggling. Come on over, come up in the front. Front of the classroom, Julie. Okay. So Julie was I'm going to throw you under the bus here, Jules, because you're going to help somebody else. Okay, first of all, I'm going to get my space. I'm going to be palm up. When I march in place, you're kind of doing this, okay? This stick needs to come up. Yes. So they both come up. So if he gives me attitude there, it was really backwards, straight, lots of energy, I'm going to reward that. Okay? So it's got to come up here. Otherwise, you're kind of just flying around his head. If he's, heads up, Shirley, I'll bump that halter too and get that motion. Holy Hannah Ekman, what happened to you? The saying around here is holy crackers. Ask again. So when he reared up there, he kind of said, yeah, I'm not really feeling like you're going to make me do that. And I said, yeah, you kind of are. Okay. See the difference? Oh boy, good job, Ekman. Good job. Does that make sense? And both are coming up and working it. When he popped up, I came up under his chest and said, move your butt backwards. And he was getting his butt up underneath of him, and that's what we want.
Thank you.
I know, Ekman. I love you too, buddy. Take Shirley, drop hand, palm up. Okay. Here you go. Here you go. Now get him to straighten out. Pull that head. There you go. Now stop. See how it was straight? If you get after them and it fixes, that's when you stop. Does that make sense? Okay. So fix your hip. Go, Cheryl. Bump that halter, and keep marching. There you go. Now reward that. Bump his halter. So he went a little crooked, like you were a little late when you stopped, because then he ended up being crooked by the time you stopped.
Okay.
So as soon as you correct it and you fix it, you have to be ready to stop. What do you got going, Jack? Okay. So if it falls apart, what are we doing? You need to stop and regroup. Exactly. Stop and regroup. If you keep fighting it, what'll happen is it'll put fuel on the fire, and then it just gets ugly. So don't be afraid. If you need to, if you're getting frustrated or that, defuse the situation, start over. Okay? We call it tap out. Sometimes as trainers, if we've got a horse we're working on, so look for the straight, bump your halter towards her hip, to her hip, towards her hip. There you go. There you go. Keep asking. Yes, you got to pull her head towards her hip. If you pull the head towards the hip, it will straighten her out. Okay, try it again. Nice job, Shirley. That's all you need to do is take baby steps. There's nothing wrong. That's the schooling. You know, you're getting what, 3 steps? Tomorrow get 4, then get 5. What I like that I'm seeing, calm and quiet. So, and that's what you're looking for. Cheryl, are you hiding over there? Don't run over the little girl, Julie. So much play there. Okay. So when you're going, okay, first of all, he needs to get out of my space. Okay. So when I'm going and I need to turn him, bump it and walk. Now it was straight. Did you see it? So I'll bump it and keep walking. Does that make sense? So try that now. So Julia, I need you to slow down with Ekman just a little bit. Slow it back down just a little bit. Get him to bring himself together. Think a little bit less. Look for energy, but think not so far. Okay? There you go. Better? There you go. So right there, do you see his hips starting to go? Pull. Bump. There you go. Good job, Cheryl. Yep. So Jackie's question is how to get her knot to go sideways.
How do I do that? How do I?
Okay. So I just did that with Cheryl over there. It's okay, Jackie, just leave it. Okay. So sometimes we get too aggressive, we get going because we want too much. So if it starts to fall apart, okay, so see how our butt's going there now? Okay. So does her butt consistently go one way? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you a little trick. So I'll put her on this wall. So if I've got a horse that's consistently putting their butt one way or the other, I'll put them on a wall. And just by having her right here, what did she do, Jackie? She stayed straight. Okay, so if I have a horse like this that's doing that, I will stay on this wall consistently for a little while to help her learn that straight is the back. And Julie, you might be there with Ekman to do the same thing with Ekman. Okay? See all this licking and chewing? It was a lot prettier than fighting with her off of there. So that's kind of a little bit of an aid to have in your toolbox. Does that make sense? To have in your toolbox, if you get one and you're trying to pick up the pace, but they're going crooked all the time. You've tried to bump the head and it doesn't work. Like Cheryl, you bumped Joe's head and it straightened him out. We didn't need to go here. Okay? Julie, you probably need to go on the wall for a little bit. Okay? Make sense? So you go ahead and you try that now. You go ahead and you try that. These little tricks like this, like I don't want to take Iris off the wall. I don't want to have to, okay, Iris, we're going to back up, so I got to go find a wall. But if I can help her pull her head to the, so you kind of wandered off of there, Jackie. Okay, you kind of wandered off. Okay, when you're looking, look right at her chest because you kind of drunken squirreled on me and went off over here. All right? Drunken squirrel. Fix your lead up hand, pull 'em up. Okay, now I want you to look right at her chest. Okay? All right, go. There you go. Yeah. Now reward it because it feels good. Stop, reward. Yes. So sometimes we have to think outside the box. Is it A, like I said earlier, you can't teach A, B, C, D. We needed to help Iris, whether Iris has a weak hind end or Iris just doesn't understand it. Using that wall to do that, that's not cheating. That's being smart and helping them. Go ahead and do that. What would not work out is if you'd ever come off the wall. If you never come off the wall, that's using a crutch. But that's a training aid. That's no different than your stick or your lead rope. That's what that is, okay? So depending on, the other thing that people have used is round pen panels. So set those up and kind of do that. I don't usually do that. I'll use a wall. I don't use wire fences or something like that because they can get their foot stuck in that. You can use a barn wall. The outside of a barn wall or a garage works great, okay? One of the biggest things is we get greedy, okay? Jackie, you got zooming across, and it felt like you were going in NASCAR. Did it feel good? Okay.
And I go back. I should have taken it when I had it.
Yes, if Yes, and it gets exciting and we get caught up in it because we're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. But that's when we got to stop. That's when we got to give them a break because that's what tells them, good job, that's what we're doing. That's what you've given us the right answer. Okay? Shirley, with your little girl, you're doing a great job. You are taking it slow with her in that schooling stage. That's great. Jackie, by upping it, and finding that tool. Julie, you're going to go on the wall too. That'll be a great place to go. Cheryl, he can give you more. He just needs to be asked for more. That's where he's at. Right? Do you guys have any questions? No? Okay. Focus on the chest. Very important. Focus on the chest. Both arms going. Marching. Okay? Confidence. Woo! I'm confident. Let's go. We got places to go. We got places to back up to. All right? I use this one a lot. Okay? All of my foundation stuff, we live in northern Minnesota. Okay? It's 40 below here a lot. All right? All the exercise, the foundation exercises, you can do this while you're getting your horses in to feed them. Bring them in. You can back them up from here to the barn. Back them up your alleyway in the barn. Using your stalls. Back them in the stalls. Send them in the stalls. Everything that I teach, you can do in a small barn. You don't need a great big barn. We did all this stuff in the Barn of Knowledge. 30 by 36, I think, is what that thing is. And that's what we did. We got a lot of groundwork done on those horses in that little bit of barn. So you don't need a big, huge barn. You just need a little area. You need an alleyway. You do, to do this stuff. And the more you do it, if you can school your horse 3 days in a row, 3 days, okay, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, an hour would be great, but we live in the real world, okay? We don't always have all that time, and it's we're limited. So if we can go out and you can go through all of Clinic 1. Do you know how long it takes? About 10 minutes. You can do all of Clinic 1 in about 10 minutes. Touched on everything. I've touched on my forequarters, my hindquarters. I've done backing. About the only thing that you can't do in a small area, lunging gets a little tricky, depending, but otherwise you can do that. Every time we ask our horses to move their feet, we're reestablishing our leadership. Very, very important. All right? Good job, girls. So that was Move It Backing. That one is for speed. Hope that helps you out, and we'll see you in the next one.